Okay, hi guys. This guy came to my house, my residence. I feel so sorry for what I'm about to do to you.
Welcome
but,
to From Trauma to Drama.
Trauma. Swear to God. But the first thing I really want to do, I thought it was going to be a lot easier than it actually is. And I really feel wrong doing this because I would never do this to a Breyer, but I'm going to resculpt his tail. So that was the first thing that had to go. I just did not see myself using this tail. It's kind of out of control. So for the people who think that me doing that was reckless, this guy has already been through the ringer, okay? I don't know who had him before or what his story is, but yeah. A lot of issues with this guy. I got him for $25, so if it doesn't go out as planned, it really doesn't matter because $25 for a Breyer dog, not a bad price. And reposition his whole head and neck and try and make him more into like a, I wouldn't say a sparring horse, but like he's tossing his head up like that. And I don't know what I'm gonna do about the legs. He is kind of warped a little bit, and I think that's because underneath him someone had already tried to do a custom job on him, so I'm assuming this little incision here was to try and cut down the middle of him to, I don't know, maybe try and make him skinnier or fatter. Did someone try to do lipo on you? I can't even believe that. I'm so sorry, bro. So sorry. But yeah, I'm going to resculpt this whole entire tail, and I'm going to do a drastic custom on this guy. But the main question I have is, where do I even start? Alright, first thing I'm going to do is Dremel. Thinking that's going to be our best option. Safety first. Let's go. This seems so wrong. To do to you are not okay.
Detail.
Decapitation. This guy needs to be resanded again. I have to buy more of this like reddish colored primer. I don't even know what brick colored primer. And then I can finally like come in here and rework this neck. I knew he was going to be a long-term project, so I'm not even worried about him.
No, damn it!
Because, like, I really love this sculpture and this Drastic. But like, it's been giving me hell. I ain't even gonna lie. But like, I had fun with it. I made this little butterfly, which, believe it or not, has been an absolute struggle to make. And then like, the tail has been the main thing that's been giving me issues. And then like, you can see here, like there's still parts of the epoxy that just haven't dried the way that I wanted it to. I'm having even more like I just pulled out more epoxy. I keep thinking that if I keep putting more epoxy on, that it's gonna fix the issue. But like, my horse keeps getting heavier and heavier. So, yeah.
A few moments later.
Dubai color, I think that's how you pronounce it. It's actually car primer. This is for automobiles, but it's the sandable kind. And I like the sandable kind because obviously you will make mistakes the first time you prime. So the second time you come in, then you get to use you know, a more heavy duty primer. But even then, I love this stuff. It works. I have many different flavors in it. I actually filmed.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
I filmed all of me painting this entire Frisian. The sculpt and everything is filmed, and I still have that footage. However, all of the footage that I have of this horse, the painting process, somehow just magically got lost. Overview of where we're at. So this is the horse that I've been working on, the Cleveland Bay mold that we've been working on, and I have already done most of the paint job. So I'm sorry that I don't have the footage for this, but as you can see, we got some black variation going on in the coat. I've already done the first coat of matte spray, and now I'm going over the second coat. And I'm thinking about giving her some dapples. Also, I don't know if I mentioned this, if this is in the footage or not. I made him into a her, so this is actually a mare now. And the reason I did that is because, first of all, this is giving mare, okay? I feel like the whole entire, like, sassiness of this model is definitely giving mare vibes, but also, I kind of want to make a Frisian foal. That would be fun. So, I think, like, a mare and foal set would be really, really cute, with this whole, like, vibe. So, yes, this is what we have. I've kind of already started on her eyes. They're definitely not done by any means, but they are started. The small details have not been worked on, but I can kind of tell you how I did this process. I don't have the filming of me painting it. However, I can tell you how I did it quite easily. So everything is painted in acrylic paints for the first go round. I do this with all of my models. It's just easier that way to do a basic black, well, whatever color, in acrylic first, and then go over in oil paints on top of it, because oil and water don't mix, so you have to wait for the first pass to dry before you can do the oils. And the reason I like to use oil paints is because oil paints just have more payoff, I feel like, versus acrylics. With acrylics, I feel like you can see the imperfections a lot easier than with oil paints. I feel like with oil paints it's a lot harder to tell brush strokes and stuff if you're using the right technique. Also, the paint doesn't dry, so well, the paint does dry, but it takes a long time. So it usually takes a couple weeks to months for the paint to dry, versus acrylics can take a little over 24 hours to cure. It takes a lot longer for oils to cure. So yeah, so this is what we have so far. Yes, there is imperfections on this horse. I am very, very pleased with the way that she is turning out, though. And so, yeah, I guess we're not going to spend a lot of time on the painting process of this model. However, I will say you get to see me do the small details, and I think that's all that people want to see. I don't think you want to see me paint like a whole entire model the same color. Like, it's really not that interesting. It's kind of boring, and it's really repetitive. Okay, so basically all I've been doing is layering my acrylic paints to get this nice dark black color. I did start with the whole entire horse being yellow, so I had a nice like rust color from the primer. I put a yellow undertone under it just to give it like that brown look that I've been trying to achieve in the certain areas to create shading and depth within the black coloring. I didn't want it to just be solid black. Like, I wanted there to be depth within this model. I wanted there to be contrast and interest within the model itself. I do think I could have spent some more time in certain areas with sanding and that. I'm thinking I'm going to keep this model, though. I don't think I'm going to auction it. If I do, I just don't think I would get the payoff that I would want for this model. Her name is SF Moving Despacito. Despacito is slowly in Spanish. Not after the song, but just because of the gate, I thought that it was just like a cool show name. And her normal name is Despi. Yeah, so now you get to see me paint all of the details. The butterfly is blue, and I really wanted to add a butterfly to this model just because I wanted more dynamic movement, and also I wanted it to look like she was trying to go after something. So I sculpted this little butterfly, and you get to see me paint it. So this is going to be fun. Around, and as you can see, I had that kind of darker honey brown, but I made the pupil too big. So this is where working in stages comes in handy, because when you're working for a really long time, you kind of get lost in your workmanship and you kind of get sloppy. So working in stages within your creative process will help to kind of combat this. So let's kind of fix this pupil because it's a little too large, and also I don't feel like there's enough detail. So feel pretty proud of that. I mean, it's not like perfect, but I feel like it has enough emotion within it. I'm just gonna add my last final touch here, which is just gonna be, I feel like that's way too much paint, just gonna be the tiniest amount up here of a catch light. I like to add a catch light on the top there and on the bottom right here with some white paint. And then you would go over it with some varnish. The varnish would gloss it. Alright, now I'm going to add detail into the mane and tail. So this is a lovely black horse. But with black horses, usually they have some brown spots within their coat in coloring. So I'm just going to add some brown within the mane here and within the tail as well. By the way, both sculpted by me, just saying. I like the dark color, but I just want to give a wash of brown. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm back at doing this custom, and today we're working on the hooves and the butterfly and the tongue. I got these colored pencils. I want to try dappling, so and also hair by hair markings can be done with these too. I got Prismacolor because they were the best quality pencils when I researched which ones to get, so I'm gonna use these. Metallic paints because I didn't have any in my set and I need some for the model. Got this high gloss varnish so that I can do the eyes, and some sculpting tools while I was out as well for future projects. E6000 glue.
Nice.
The hooves, so we got some detail on the bottom and the horseshoes, obviously. I think the one here, this one, was the hardest. Love the way that the horseshoes just like completely brought this together. Like, are you kidding me? That's so pretty. Like, I'm so glad I decided to sculpt horseshoes because it just really brings this model to like a whole other level. Done. Like, I don't even think she needs oil paints. Like, she's just so pretty by herself. Like, I did that.
moments later.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up and a like. This horse cost around $200 in art supplies to make. That is for full-sized art supplies with everything being almost brand new. So if you already have art supplies in your arsenal, you can get away with having a pretty cheap starting price, so I didn't need to buy those. However, some specialty things such as the varnishes that I talked about in the video, the matte spray I had to buy especially for this model, the varnishes for the hooves I had to buy specifically for this model. A lot of this stuff was specifically bought for customizing. So if you are only wanting to get into customizing model horses, this is the amount of money that I spent on SF Moving Despacito. I highly recommend doing the following steps to get cheaper art supplies. Number one, look for coupons. Coupons are going to help you a lot at Michael's, at Hobby Lobby, at any brick and mortar art store. It's going to help you to shop more efficiently, and also research your art supplies before buying them. A lot of people go and just buy random art supplies, try them, and then see that they're not quality and do not work because they were cheap and poorly made. So find stuff that works. A lot of artists give good reviews to. Find stuff that will work good for what you're trying to achieve, such as art with model horses or painting on canvas, or that goes for literally anything in the art world. Research, research, research. The more research you do, the better your outcome is going to be. Number three, when purchasing models such as Breyers, Peter Stones, or even artist resins, try and find them secondhand. Usually the prices are a lot cheaper if they're body quality, and you can find those on model horse sales pages such as Breyer, transaction boards. You can search the people on Facebook Marketplace and see if they have green flags. I can go in a whole other video talking about how to buy model horses off the internet. However, a lot of models that I bought for pretty good prices came off of Facebook Marketplace. So keep that in mind. And number four, my best advice to you is to find what you like and buy bulk. So if you buy bulk of something, it is cheaper in the long run because you'll have more of it. But make sure you really are in love with that brand or that specific paint or whatever you're using make sure you like it first before buying bulk, because then you'll just have a lot of it and you won't use it. So yeah, those are just some suggestions for cheaper customizing, and yeah, just cheaper art making, I guess. So yes, this is my girl, and I'm really, really proud of her. I tried to keep the price as low as possible to keep this from a trauma to drama customizing. Yes, there is a lot of flaws in this model. I do want to point them out. Just my sanding work. I wish I would have did a lot more for my sanding work. You can see right here, there's a huge flaw right here. Up here, there's a bunch of texture that shouldn't be there. There was already a lot of texture on this horse just from the beginning starting point, just because of the body that I was working with. So if you can find a body that was already in really good condition, then that's great. You can see here I have a lot of stuff within the paint and within the primer, and that's all just sanding dust that I wish I would have just gotten rid of. You can see there's just some texture that I really wish I would have got rid of, but I am really proud of the eyes. I mean, they look really realistic and really pretty, so I'm proud of that. But like I said, I was starting off with a pretty damaged model to begin with, so if you find, I mean, from far away, she looks great. Like, from far away, you're like, wow, that's a pretty good custom. Don't get too close. There is deductions within those. Of course, this was my first ever custom done by myself drastically, so there's gonna be flaws within the first time of doing something. However, I do have sculpting experience in my previous past with doing ceramics in high school and college, so that really did help me to create this piece. However, there still is a bunch of things that I can improve on and will improve on. Also, I did add a little face marking to her, so she has this cute little star on her head, and I did that with the Prisma colored pencils. And she is also signed on the bottom of her. So yeah, that's the end of this video. Out to me if you would like any custom commission works at justdesign@outlook.com, or you can visit my website at www.gabbyjd.com. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, please subscribe.